Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, Friday, the 7th of August 2015, this is John Faraclas from allaboutshipping.co.uk for our weekly recapitulation of the markets and world politics and geopolitics affecting same. The BDI closed down just 1 point at 1,200 points, which on the other hand is 69 points plus since last week's 1,131 points. Still, there isn't any sustainability, and this is a fact which we have to digest. No sustainability. One size, as you will see further down what we're going to say and what you will read, cannot alter the indexes. The BCI, the most volatile of all indexes, was down 2 points at 2,512, but on the other hand was up 305 points since last week's 2,209 points. The BDI, once again we have to say our favorite index, up 8 points since yesterday at 1,021, but down 2 points since last week's 1,023 points. The BSI remains stable at 904 points, but up 5 points since last week's closing at 899. And finally, the last of the indices, of the dry indices, the BHSI, was up 6 points at 438, which is plus 15 points since last week's 423. You can see here what volatility does in the indexes. We are on this issue of the dry indexes just above the halfway through, as we call it, to reach the closing of December 2013, when the index was standing at 2,274 points, so we have covered 52% of this figure. The wets now, down 13 points, the BDTI, the Baltic Dirty Tanker Index, and minus 50 points since last week's 763. Equally, the clean cargoes were down 17 points at 697, and overall 67 points down since last week's 674 points. You can see what's happening. The price of oil goes from drop to drop below $45, and this is, not nice. We have said that in our last week, and just go through and see what we've said and what we have written, of course. Now, on the geopolitical front, you will read what happens in Greece. It's still, Greece is still in turmoil. We hope that logic, prevails, and people from this current administration, they do come down to their senses before they come down to their knees. This applies mostly for the rebels who are trying to, make the big difference as they think they can do. No way. Now, other issues. Ukraine, you know what's going on. The debris found on Reunion Island from the ill-fated flight MH370. Under examination, we know now what is happening, and there are more debris to be found, we are sure, and we will bring you the latest on these issues. Other issues, fire in Spain, following those in Greece, and other areas, in California. The Islamic State must be defeated. Donald Trump, you can see Donald is on another mood, but anyway, Hillary is coming up, and we shall see what's going to happen between either these two or with others. But, the Democrats are very sure that Hillary will do the trick and become the first woman president of the US, a Democrat. Important issues affecting the industry. The opening of an improved Suez Canal. World leaders from all over the world were there. Next year we expect to see the Panama Canal opening up. These two, of course, affect many sizes, and in particular the competition between the more compatible Panamaxes and Suezmax ships, which will soon fill the shipyard orders. Life goes on, everything is moving, everything is needed, nothing remains the same, the old Greek maxim. Now, we left lastly one of the most important issues, which we see it very carefully, the migrants issue. A very shameful situation. And I believe strongly that all those high-level representatives and administrators from the UN or from the European Union should come with us. We'll provoke you all, gentlemen, to take you to Turkey. It is Turkey, to begin with, it is to blame, that cannot control their coastline and allowing all these traffickers, a very shameful profession, and bothering the European Union. The British minister said the other day that migrants coming from Africa and other regions are altering the social cohesion, and they will alter it. And this is very important, following, of course, what we have seen happening in Calais. People should really reason with each other, either on a personal level, on a community level, on an international level, because the things that we are seeing are not very nice. Obviously, we are very pleased to say that SBC TV in Greece is back in order following a hiccup. This hiccup shouldn't, appear, and we expect to see the appropriate authorities handling these despicable situations. So, with this, we wish you a lovely weekend, and obviously, don't forget, visit Greece, and from the other side of the world, visit Japan. Japan, which unfortunately celebrates more or less 70 years following the nuclear devastation that country suffered from the Hiroshima and Nagasaki nuclear bombs. Never again. It's John Faraclas from allaboutshipping.co.uk, over and out.